And we told you about diplomacy meeting challenge, grit and determination. This is our guest as the British High Commissioner to Ghana, Ian Walker, cycles across Ghana from the south to the northern part of our country and covering a distance of 1,000 kilometers. It's dubbed the Ghana Grand, Mama V.
Yeah, this adventurous journey seeks to kindle conversations about health, our natural environment, tourism, and so much more, overcoming challenges while raising funds for the plastic surgery and burns units of the KBTH Teaching Hospital. For 10 days, Ian Walker will be cycling through Ghana, interacting with the many extraordinary Ghanaians while making intermittent stops to experience the beauty and warmth of Ghana. Remember, the challenge is not just to cover 1,000 kilometers and more, but also to raise funds for the plastic surgery and the burns unit of the KBTH Teaching Hospital.
And just in case you want to support, it's very easy for you to do so. We have the MTN short code *700 *9#. And make sure when you get through, you just follow the prompts and give what you can. The Ghana Grand. Or you have Voda Cash, easy for you to do so as well. 020 is the number, 767566 Or you can pay into our own Stanchart account, which is right here, and 0100 10 40 61 81.
Or you can follow our UK and Ghana across social media platforms for all the updates with the Ghana Grand. That's the hashtag, and the Multimedia Group is proud to be the media partner for this. So, you know, you're contributing to certainly a very good cause. Now, ahead of the walk, though, the beginning of this cycling journey, Kojang Singh had this chat with Ian Walker.
Everybody's talking about it. The British High Commissioner to Ghana is about to embark on an adventure, a 1,000-kilometer ride through the beautiful spots of Ghana. It's called the Ghana Grand. And of course, here at JoyNews, we are with him for every step of the way. Imminently, the ride is about to begin. So we thought we'd very quickly catch up with him in his office and find out how he's preparing for it and what exactly we can expect. Ian, how nice to see you again. Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you too, Coach.
So the big day is upon us very soon.
Yeah.
And my goodness, well, you look healthy. I'm guessing you've been you've been training for it.
I've been trying to do a bit more training. I've just had a short break back to the UK to see some family and made the chance to get out on my bike a bit and get out running a bit more. But in truth, I think this is as much a psychological challenge as it is a physical one. But no, I'm really excited about it and can't wait to get started.
Excellent. Well, how have you been preparing psychologically then for it?
So I think just, you know, what's it, prior preparation, planning prevents poor performance, something like that. So we've done a lot of preparation in terms of exactly where we're going, how far we think we can go, and really the number of people we want to meet on the way. Because I think, as you know, this is partly a physical challenge, but it's much more about getting out and about and seeing the people of Ghana in their own communities. And I want to make sure that we're not doing it as some kind of, you know, a relentless endurance event, but actually something that will be really enjoyable and fun. And I'm hopeful that it will be, but I guess we'll see.
Indeed, we will. Now, let's talk about what we can expect during the ride. You've lined up a number of stops. You want to do a few things with it, apart from focusing on health issues. You also want to highlight some of the things that the UK has been doing in Ghana, some of the projects that you're associated with and so on. Tell us a bit about some of these things.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're three main areas that we are focusing on around health, around tourism and the natural environments, and encouraging people to challenge themselves and hopefully take on a not insignificant challenge myself. And as part of that, you know, meeting people that we've been working with for many, many years across the country. So we've got lots of examples of things. We'll be visiting a fistula hospital that we've been supporting for some time. We will be visiting health centres that we've been working with in various kind of ways, mental health groups. I think one of the biggest things that I want to really help kind of move a conversation on is about the importance of mental health being the kind of the essential precondition for good health. And mental health remains a real taboo around the world. You know, people still kind of accused of being slightly mad or being unhinged, all these kind of words. And actually, you know, we all know now that 1 in 4 people in the world have a mental health challenge at some point in their life. It's completely normal. And so I think trying to make sure we overcome that taboo, talk about it, we'll be meeting with people like that along the way. We'll also be playing, I hope, quite a bit of football, making sure that I can show my skills or lack thereof in some of the areas that we're staying, and really immersing ourselves in the culture. I mean, I think one of the best things that I found about living, having the privilege of being here, is just the colour, the vibrancy, the music, the sound. So, you know, as we go around, we'll be meeting many people in that kind of way. And I think that when we talk about Ghana and the kind of image of Ghana, it's that positive image that I'm really keen to kind of share. That's been my experience of being here. When we talk about tourism, I think it's that kind of stuff that people love when they come here, and we should keep celebrating that.
Yeah. Now you've mapped your routes in a different way. So instead of the usual trip through Kumasi on your way down, you're going to go through the Volta region.
Yeah.
Tell us why.
So we're going to, the last few days will come down through the Volta region for a number of reasons, really. I've been to Kumasi many times. I love Kumasi, but I think coming down through Volta offers, I think, the full breadth of the country. Volta, as you know, I needn't tell you or your viewers of the kind of rich kind of culture and history in Volta. I think it just does many things for us. We'll be meeting many NGO groups that we've been working with there for some time, working with a couple of people who've been doing dental services there for the last few years, offering, it's actually a dentist friend of mine who's been coming every year for the last 3 or 4 years, with 2 of his dental practitioners offering dental treatment to people right up Volta, and last year saw 1,000 patients and gave them really, it's just brilliant. I think that's really, you know, a great thing, and that's not about charity, that's about people that have got Ghanaian links that are choosing to come back to Ghana, share their experience and be part of that. So I'm really looking forward to seeing them. But then, you know, Volta offers for me quite a kind of distinctive kind of tourist and geographical element, not just the people, but the kind of beauty of Lee Falls, the Faja Mountain. So we'll be looking forward to kind of, you know, exploring those areas when we are there as well.
Now, I'm making this journey with you. I've got to say, in the Volta region, the one thing I'm looking forward to, I'll make sure my camera does not miss, is you eating akmele.
No problem.
So yeah.
I'm good at eating. So
Now, the other thing, the big overarching goal here is that you're hoping that this will be an opportunity to raise some money for the Burns Unit at Korle Bu. Now, I know already a number of people have expressed interest and have you know, offered some help. How are we doing so far?
So good. So I think there's 2 reasons I've picked the Burns units. Firstly, you know, there are 300,000 people per year around the world die from burns. 400,000 die of malaria. But yet lots of money goes towards malaria. Burns is often unspoken. And I think the challenge for burns is twofold, and hence the reason here. One is about public awareness. And it's often the poorest in society that are the victims of burns. It's people who are, you know, using gas canisters that have perhaps not been used for a long time, that are not being, you know, maintained properly, or people not perhaps aware, kind of as simple as this sounds, not aware that when there's a smell of gas, you know, to kind of think about the gas canister first before trying to light it. I know that sounds really kind of silly, but it's those kind of things that are kind of causing fires and causing burns. So that's the first thing, a public awareness thing, and just getting it, I think, a bit more in the kind of public domain. I really care about that. I think secondly, it's about, unfortunately then, for those that suffer from that kind of incident, it's disproportionately expensive. Because you can imagine that if you're subject to, say, 30% burns, the medical treatment is expensive. And the Burns Unit in Korle Bu in Accra is absolutely world class, but it's tiny. And what's interesting to me is that, you know, many years ago there was no Burns Unit. Dr. Ampoma was the person that set it up, and from a very small base has built it out. And he is now, and his unit is now the centre of expertise really for West Africa. But they are really in real need of funding, really to kind of help and kind of extend their service offering. So you know, we will be seeking to raise, or we are seeking to raise some money as we're going. It will inevitably be a modest amount. We are not pretending that we are changing it, but I think the amounts that we raise will go directly to treatment. None of it will cover any of our costs. None of it will cover any incidental. Every single CD will go directly to that unit, and we've been working closely with Dr. Ampoma on that. So to date, I think we've raised about 160,000 CDs, which is a large amount of money. I'd like us to go further. I'm hugely grateful to our sponsors. We've had some great sponsors, from Fidelity Bank through to Diageo to Aqua Africa, Blue Skies. I won't name them all. I will no doubt talk about them in due course, but we're hugely grateful, including to Multimedia, for your support of this. It's a really important part of this. But I think we can do more. I've been, you know, pressing many of my friends, colleagues in the UK. I urge, you know, any of our kind of Ghanaian friends, all the sponsorship details are online. Every single bit will go directly to Corlebu, and we will be, rest assured, we'll let people know exactly what we do with it. It will be going towards kind of acute treatments. It will go towards surgical training. It will go towards training some staff. All of that we will kind of be working through and explaining more in the coming days and weeks.
Yeah, it's a truly worthy cause. And I've got to say, for all the corporate bodies out there who are looking for an opportunity to be a part of this, we welcome you, and we're ready to come over to your offices and, you know, celebrate your generosity. So
Ian Walker there.
Yeah,
the British High
so
Commissioner.
this cycling, you know, you're going to spot them somewhere along their routes. We're going to be updating you. Kojo Yangsing is part of this tour, and he will be updating us. So we will tell you how to look out for them in a community very close to you, Charlie. This is going to be exciting, and it's a mixture of everything from tourism to all of it, but most importantly, to raise funds to support the Burns Unit of the Korle Bu Teaching Hospital. Definitely a good cause. So please contribute to this cause and look out for them, because they will be very close to you before you know it.
Well, definitely. And we have to move on. And we told you about how the deadline day is approaching. It is actually midnight today for the English Premiership to end all transfers, or perhaps also selling of their players to other clubs across Europe. But usually when the EPL ends that, there are still a number of days, or if not almost close to a month, for the other leagues on the continent of Europe. And Gary Al Smith and our own George Ado Jr., they're going to bring us the latest as to what we should expect.
Lukaku is leaving Manchester United.
Yeah, he's been trying to
miss
force
him.
He's been trying to force some sale to Inter Milan. We're hoping that that would also come to pass, but if it doesn't, it depends on who is coming in the other direction.
It has it. Well, let the guys join us. Let's see how that goes. So it's Gary and George Ado Jr. with us on the show next.